height of a global pandemic, instead of waiting for the world to recover as much as the world is ever going to recover, Christopher Nolan has released his 11th film in physical theaters. Yes, Tenet is out now, I guess, in some countries. As unlikely as it may seem, I physically went to a theater to physically see Tenet physically, and boy do I have some spoiler-free thoughts.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet.
So Tenet. I keep saying Tenet. It's not Tenet, it's Tenet. Off the bat, let's talk some major fucking spoilers here. What was with that ending where Cobb from Inception and Cooper from Interstellar show up to recruit John David Washington's character for some super secret fucking organization? It was so weird and strange, and the entire time I was thinking, is Christopher Nolan like telling me to fuck off? Is he having a joke? It was ridiculous. It made no sense. It was kind of out of nowhere. And I mean, the movie didn't really need to be an Inception/Interstellar sequel. I did like, however, Harry Styles' cameo as an old man, playing the same character he played in Dunkirk. I thought that was really cool. In all seriousness, Tenet is without a doubt Christopher Nolan's most heady and complicated film yet. Narratively and thematically, it is completely insane. It's the type of insane that leaves you asking the one question, how the fuck does someone come up with this? And that says something considering this is the guy that made Interstellar, Inception, Memento, The Prestige, The Dark Knight trilogy, fucking Dunkirk, and so on. For about 98% of the runtime, I was completely baffled and confused, and every time I thought I had a simple grasp on something, Nolan would throw something new at the screen and I would just be confused again. It's one of those movies where if you are not paying attention 100% of the time, you will get confused. Like, if you switch off for a second, you're out, man. You gotta wait until the next plot beat comes up, because you are out for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Discussing the plot of Tenet is literally impossible, and considering the US release of Tenet has gone MIA, I really don't feel comfortable talking about the plot or the themes or whatever. All of that said, I still think there's a lot to talk about Tenet without specifically talking about Tenet, like especially regarding the filmmaking and such. You know, slight spoilers for the film's opening sequence, but it is freaking awesome. Like, it is a gigantic spectacle in itself. You know, I see why this was like the 5 or 10 minute prologue they released 6 months ago. One thing that I thought that Nolan really improved on with this movie, especially considering it's sort of his take on James Bond or the espionage genre, is the fight choreography is just off the charts. Like, it's so cool, so well done, and a huge improvement over the Dark Knight trilogy, which, while I love all those movies, the fight scenes in all of them are not the best. You know, they're very much a lot of shaky cam and Christian Bale punching random dudes to the point where you can't really see what the fuck is going on because the choreography is not the best. Look, let's cut to the chase here. Nolan has never written women particularly well, and Tenet is not going to change any of that. Elizabeth Debicki's character definitely is the heart of the movie, but I wouldn't argue that she's particularly a very well-written female character. But I mean, if you use the mental knowledge that he's trying to emulate the sort of Bond formula, it kind of feels less, you know, not good. I will understand anyone's criticism regarding the women in this film because I don't think they're portrayed super well. But still, for me, it didn't really impact the movie overall because I thought that all the characters weren't really written as most characters in most movies would be. You know, the protagonist doesn't even have a name. He's just referred to as the protagonist. So it's that sort of movie, I guess, where archetypes are expected, I guess. It's really, every character is sort of a vessel for Nolan to try and communicate the overall theme and the larger-than-life idea that he wants to communicate. And so if you go in with that sort of mentality, I don't really think the movie suffers in any way because of that. One strange criticism I see pop up online a lot regarding this movie is the lack of humor. I'm sorry, what about Christopher Nolan's other movies and the trailers for Tenet would give you the idea that this is meant to be funny? Like, I'm sorry, fucking morons. Morons. The internet is full of morons.
Stay. It says stay, Dad. Look at the books. Look at this. It says stay. Why? You're not listening. It says stay.
You know, the movie isn't laugh out loud funny, but it's not really trying to be. And there are moments of genuine humor and witty dialogue that are sprinkled throughout the story. You know, there's one scene in particular with Michael Caine that is really fucking funny. I don't know how someone watches any of Nolan's other movies or the trailers for this one and thinks that we're going to get anything like sort of the MCU or Mission Impossible sort of comedy. You know, like it's just, you know what the fuck you're getting into. One area of Tenet that I found myself obsessing over was the incredible score by Ludwig Göransson. What I really noticed about the music in this film is just how consistent and relentless it really is. Like, there's a piece of music playing in every single moment of the film. Not a single beat happens on screen without a beat going on in the background. It's incredible, and the fact that Ludwig Göransson keeps this up for 150 minutes, it's fucking awesome. I was initially worried going into the movie that it was going to feel like a Hans Zimmer sort of rip-off, but I'm so happy he went a completely different direction, to the point where I didn't even want to hear the Hans Zimmer version of the Tenet score. You know, like this was the definitive score. It was so perfect for everything that Nolan was trying to communicate. And by the way, don't listen to the score like online before you see the movie. It kind of ruins how awesome it is in the context of the film. Okay, so this isn't really a review of the movie. This is more to comment on something that I experienced at the cinemas. But when I saw the movie a few nights ago, there was a weird sound error. Now, I don't know if this is an error based on the cut that Warner Brothers and Christopher Nolan made of Tenet, or if this is a result of the theaters that I'm seeing them in. Whenever dialogue was being said, it was significantly lower than when music was playing. And that made trying to listen to the ideas of the characters and what they were fucking saying, it made it really difficult, you know? And that's not a criticism on the score, because the score's fantastic, but it's just really loud. So I don't know if that was an error on my theater's end, or if that is an error based on the cut, or based on how Tenet is constructed. You know, I find it weird that Christopher Nolan is so meticulous about like the film experience and listening to shit in the cinema and going to the cinemas in general, that he would make a movie that doesn't sound right, or is mixed incorrectly. So let me know in the comments if the same thing has happened to you, if you live in Australia or if you live somewhere where it's safe to go see this movie, because I would be fascinated to see like if that is an error on the cinema's end or if that is an error on Tenet's end. All in all, I found Tenet to be pretty fucking incredible. I'm going to be honest, it is a jaw-dropping and baffling movie, but watching it all come together is just remarkable. Like, that ending is just, legitimately, the ending is like, fuck yes, I love it, you know? Like, it's so good. The set pieces are out of control, and the way Nolan orchestrates this whole ordeal is nothing short of truly visionary. It is really difficult for me to watch a film like this and not just love it and respect it, because within every single frame of it, you can see how much effort, you can see how much passion, how much love has been put in every single moment of it. It's just remarkable. To see critics not like it, to see people disagree with how it exists, drives me fucking crazy, because this is Christopher fucking Nolan. It is the auteur of modern day auteurs. He's the guy that does the coolest shit, the most unique shit within the studio system. The only other guy I can think of that even rivals him is Spike Lee. But even then, Spike Lee doesn't make movies with $300 million budgets, does he? You know, it's not just another movie. It's the modern day auteur putting out his most bonkers and fucking weird movie yet in physical theaters at the height of a global pandemic. What about this is like another movie? There's a line that one character says to John David Washington's protagonist early on in the film. And the line is, "Don't try to understand it, just feel it." That is perhaps the best way one can describe the truly weird and complicated nature of Christopher Nolan's Tenet.
This reversing the flow of time doesn't us being here now mean it never happened.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching this week's video. I will be back very, very soon with a new video on the horrible career of Zac Efron after the first Neighbours film. What a shocking selection of movies he has been a part of. So look out for that, they'll be up in a week or so. And again, thanks for watching the review. Hopefully you guys can go see Tenet soon. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.